As a consultant, you have to go into multiple clients.
Correct. You have to be a generalist.
Correct. And you have to be able to think on your feet. You have to know where to access knowledge. So that gave me that grounding of being able to see the big picture. I think that was what that experience gave me.
Welcome everybody to day 2 of Money 2020 in Bangkok, Thailand. Today we are here at the Bank Tellers, and today I have Miss Farilla of Bank Islam.
Yep.
Could you kindly introduce yourself?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Sheryl. Happy to be here. My name is Noor Farilla. I currently I'm the Group Chief Digital Officer of Bank Islam in Malaysia. Bank Islam is a mid-sized bank in Malaysia. It is a purely Sharia compliant bank. And I have been with the bank since 2019, so got through the COVID years with the bank.
Wow. Well, you probably had to roll with a lot of punches during then, right? Forced to innovate and everything.
No, and we actually built our digital bank during the COVID years. We built our digital bank from home.
Wow, how was that like? Because especially during the COVID period, we started seeing companies, even government agencies, suddenly roll out with products so quickly, right? How was that like for you?
So at the end of 2019, when I came into Bank Islam, the mandate was digital transformation. Well, actually not just digital transformation, it is a holistic transformation. So I came into Bank Islam as a Chief Strategy Officer. So it was holistic. So it included culture, process, operations, digital and whatnot. And by the end of 2019, we decided that we need to have a two-speed digitalization because transformation for the entire bank may take time. And by the time we finish, because transformation is a mindset, right? And it is ongoing. So we decided that we need to have two-speed digitalization. And so in 2020, when we decided to build a sub-brand that is based on a new tech stack, that is based on a segment play, it was a shutdown. And so all our builders, engineers, process people, we all had to do it from home. And we went live in 2022 with BU by Bank Islam. So that was intensive.
How many months was that in total?
So actually, we completed build of the bank within the year. But since it was the first time Malaysia is experiencing a critical workload of a bank in the cloud, the approval and consultation process took a bit of time.
Definitely, especially with banks, we all know how it is, right?
And we were the first one. So I would say that we kind of like paved the way.
Correct. So now the people that come behind will be easier because Bank Islam have already had the difficult conversations. Correct. So I also wanted to understand more on the digital product offering, right? So you did it within a couple of months, and because it was such unprecedented time, as we keep using, right, during COVID, what were the features that you definitely had to have immediately, and then the rest that you decided, okay, nice to have, and I can deploy later?
Okay. So this digital bank, essentially, Bank Islam, you can see it as an incumbent bank. We've been in existence since 40 years ago, right? Since more than 40 years ago, 1983. So you can imagine the kind of mindset change that's required. Because as a typical bank, you would want everything to be perfect before you go live, before you launch something. And you already have matured products in the market. So when we did this, the first thing that I had to do was actually change mindset. That, look, this is not just a project of the bank. We approach this from the perspective of ways of working need to change. So this is not just a technology play. It's not just because you go to the cloud, then you can announce a digital bank. It's actually quite a holistic transformation. So we said, okay, we're going to do a minimum lovable product. So not a minimum viable product. MVP is so we said MLP. Let's do MLP. Let's do MLP. Because there is also an an expectation because people know Bank Islam. So the sub-brand of Bank Islam, there will be expectations from the customers that it's the same, or is it a digital channel? There will be confusion, right? So we state with our guns that it has to be MLP because we need to learn. Because sometimes we also need to pivot. We need to build that buffer for pivoting. And we did. We had to pivot. Although we wanted to do MLP, in the end, we went with MVP. Yeah. And because what is more valuable is feedback from customers. So what we thought was that there will be opportunity cost of waiting for this to be perfect. To MLP, there will be that time that we're not getting customer to interact, and even if they complain, even if they give bad feedback, it is still good feedback, right? It is still good data point. So that's what we decided, and what we went out with was a fully digital onboarding. So that was the first for Bank Islam to be able to prove that we could do that, and a court. So it's an Islamic, it's a Sharia compliant deposit account based on the COD contract structure. And then we introduced the, we call Nest. So the ability to, for customers to keep savings, to be able to have different buckets for savings. Because so we went in also to say that we want our customers to have the right nudges to create a savings habit. So that was one of the intention of an MLP.
I love it, like creating nudges to create a savings habit in different buckets. Called Nest. So also I want to double click on that because as you're building MLP, which eventually pivoted to MVP. And then because digital, as a digital bank during COVID, right, what were the pertinent needs of the customers that your MVP had to have when you deployed it, when you were crafting the digital bank in mind? What were the absolute necessities?
Definitely in those early days, it's making sure that we handle exception by not asking customers to come to the branch.
Yes.
Yeah. So, see, as an incumbent bank, if you don't change the thinking, right, about okay, if there's a problem, we can always ask customers to come to the branch, right? And we were very disciplined in ensuring that we handle exception in a delightful way that does not inconvenience customers. So we thought that that was the main thing, that, when we talk about a fully digital onboarding, it's really meeting customers where they are. So even though there are issues with the EKYC or issues with the verification, we make sure we are able to handle that exception where the customers are. So I think that was one of the the main thing that we were very disciplined about.
Got it. And as you move from branches to branchless through the digital app, right? I wanted to ask a little bit more about the demographics, the composition of your customers at Bank Islam. Mostly because when we talk about the move from physical to digital, there's always this, but my customers, mostly they are the older demographic. They wouldn't really be as comfortable or they wouldn't trust a digital product as much. How was it like for you?
So we are not migrating existing customers, nor are we telling our potential customers that they have to do this only digitally, right? So that's why it's a sub-brand. So we have the branch proposition, right? And we have the branchless proposition. And we are not migrating data, we are not migrating customers. So that was the additional challenge, in that this the sub-brand, the BU, the proposition, like BU by Bank Islam, needs to be relevant, needs to be attractive to attract new customers. So so we provide the facilities of the branch for the people who go through that channel, and here is where we push the envelope, because we know, like in the future, right, or not even the future, now, this is a proposition that would be hygiene. But as of today, Bank Islam provide both facilities and proposition.
I also wanted to ask a little bit more about building trust, right? Because it's okay, as an incumbent bank, Bank Islam, it's a brand that people trust already.
Yeah.
But with building and pushing out a new digital product, there's always like, can I really trust this? How did you work through with I think, and also because trust is embedded across the entire customer life cycle, across various layers, across the different UX, right? What were some steps you did to build trust across the entire life cycle?
So I would say that this one we totally leverage and use the branding and the equity of Bank Islam. There's not much convincing that needs to be done because BU is by Bank Islam.
Yeah.
So we don't face the challenges of a lot of fintechs face and maybe new neobanks face, right? So I would say that that was a huge benefit in that, BU is by whom? By Bank Islam. Okay, people don't even question. Yeah.
Now, what about challenges? You talk about benefits. What about challenges?
Oh. The challenges are that so like I mentioned, so this is creating a sub brand, and this is not about migrating customers. So it's also not about just the financials numbers. This is the speedboat that is expected to push the envelope of innovation, do experimentation, and once that is proven, it's to be scaled back to Bank Islam. Right? So it's not meant to be a shoot off and go out into the horizon. It's prove the operating model, prove technology, prove practices, scale back. So Bank Islam needs to benefit from it. So sometimes proving those operating model and business practices take time, and so once it's proven, it's not simply just lifting and dropping it into the main bank. The scaling can also be challenging. So that is a continuous challenge that we see. Sometimes our hypothesis or we took risks that don't pay off, right? With the experimentation, and getting everyone to be on the mindset that, hey, look, this is a positive in that, of course it didn't pay off that risk, but it's a two-way door, and so therefore there isn't that much impact. The impact is that we learn so much from it and we can do better next time.
Correct.
Yeah.
And at least now you know what not to do in future, right?
Yeah.
And then I also wanted, right, because when we were talking yesterday, I think all of us at Money 2020 and being female in the fintech space, we have noticed that, which was why when we met, we connected in such a way, correct? I wanted to maybe pivot a little bit to ask about how you got here.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's to work backwards or ground up. So I started my career with a consulting company, and so I feel that probably gave me the breadth of knowledge and of skill sets. Not depth, right, but width. Because as a consultant, you have to go into multiple clients.
Correct. You have to be a generalist, correct?
And you have to be able to think on your feet. You have to know where to access knowledge. So that gave me that grounding of being able to see the big picture. I think that was what that experience gave me. Then after that, I went to a local bank, and I did merger integration. And merger integration is typically very intensive. Because decisions need to be made swiftly, because what you want to do is you want to move away as quickly as possible from the harmonization phase, so that then you can extract value from the merger. So bank mergers are typically very, very intensive, stressful, long hours, because there's a lot of harmonization that needs to be done. The organization structure is one, and that's a lot of politics around that. Then there's the system, then there's the operations, and then there's the branches. So that experience taught me how to be decisive and how to be able to be decisive. You have to use whatever information that you have, right? And so I think that created a bit of uh, uh, a sharpness in terms of I don't have to wait for all information to be with me, but I just need to make the decision. And that gave me, again, another bird's eye view of a bank, how a bank operates. But I was also specializing in certain things, in the system integration part of it. After that, I went to still within the local bank, but this local bank had a subsidiary that is a fintech, and so I was seconded there, and it was a small. It was a small fintech. Now it's big. That gave me the exposure to the fintech ecosystem, and it also gave me the exposure of managing a company, because as a small company you have to do everything. And from there, I went to Bank Islam, right? And so I feel that all of these experiences definitely was brought to bear in my current role. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, because especially when you talked about being decisive, being sharp, right? When you were doing the is it M&E, correct? And then I can see, because at the start you were telling me about how during COVID you built the digital bank from scratch, and that made you, because everything was so condensed and compressed, you had to make very quick decisions from MLP to MVP, correct? How would you say that your experiences and in what other ways have they shaped who you are today in your professional role?
Because just now you mentioned about women in fintech, right?
Correct.
And so I've been asked this a lot as well, because we're surrounded by, our male colleagues.
Correct.
But I think I'm really fortunate to have grown up professionally with really, really strong female role models in my workplace. And so I never felt that I'm different, or that I never felt as if there's a glass ceiling. So I think that's the kind of empowerment that every person should get, right? So did I answer your question? Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
you did.
the female role models were very, very. It was an important part of me getting here,
Correct.
because I never questioned whether I could or cannot do.
I love that. And which is why it's so important for us to continue to create environments for the younger generations to come, right? People who are younger than us, so that they can ascend and feel comfortable enough that they do not doubt themselves, right? What are some ways that you personally are doing to give back?
Oh, maybe not enough.
Mentorship. You can take me as a mentee. We also have Rise Up at Money 2020, which is
I saw
our
that.
program for diversity and inclusion.
Yep,
So
yep.
that could potentially
Yep.
also be one.
Yes, I do have formal and informal mentorship. I do coaching too. But of course, this is to my team members.
Correct.
I have a mentor. I have mentors, not just a mentor, right? I have mentors too, and I do take a very strong interest in the new joiners to Bank Islam, especially if they are in my team. The thing is, I think with females and women, we are faced with different challenges across the
Correct.
different phases in life.
Correct.
And to support females, it is to be able to give them space to figure out what is the right thing to do in this phase of life. Because I think there's a lot of too much judgment, perhaps, when somebody wants to take a break.
Especially like maternity.
Yeah, or even
Right.
not maternity, right? I mean, the maternity, right now,
health
that's,
break,
but any break, because sometimes the demands of the family could be greater than the demands of work, and and sometimes females are normally the primary caregiver.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there shouldn't be any judgment if that were to happen. And to me, supportive means that understanding the needs of the person during the different phases in life. Because it doesn't mean that if she takes a break now, she's not ambitious. It just means that the needs of that particular point in time is greater.
True.
Yeah.
There's this book by a sociologist called, and the book is called The Second Shift. That is where they talk about how women, the modern women, they in the AM they go to work, in the PM they still continue to work, and that adds to the cognitive and the mental load for women, which is why we also have to create safe spaces, and also as bosses, as mentors, also have to continue reminding women and also allies to be understanding that this is happening, that because society is shaped this way. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think also because we're talking about that, we started talking, so sharing so vulnerably that I want to also ask, right, because when as an individual, when you are building your own career, there will definitely be like there has to be alignment with the company's values and also your individual values. How does that align for yourself and Bank Islam?
This one I can talk forever.
Let's go.
Okay, so what I have found is that the values of Bank Islam like fully aligns with mine, and that is why even after and still facing the challenges, I don't think these are challenges that are different from any other person or colleague in any other organization, but because I understand the bigger purpose, because I believe in that bigger purpose of what Bank Islam wants to do, it continues to regenerate energy.
What is the biggest purpose, the bigger purpose that Bank Islam wants to do?
It is advancing prosperity for all. So we are in business because we want every stakeholder to prosper. Our shareholders, our employees, team members, my team members, our customers, the community. And so I believe in this mission statement, and I believe in that even though we are not perfect, we are striving for it. That's what regenerates my energy every single day. And because of this, there is a convergence of my personal life with professional life. So it doesn't mean that I'm a workaholic. It just means that it converges. And when it converges, right, you don't have to pretend. You're not. Personally, I'm not another person. Professionally, I'm not another person. So that is a lot of liberation. So I'm saying this because I have experience working in the other organizations. Even though, maybe, it's also timing, right? Right now I'm more matured. I'm more calm. But that convergence where you are not pretending, or you're not being different people during your personal time and professional time. That is liberating. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, you know, when you talk about the convergence, right, it reminds me of this phrase that someone once told me when I asked, "You're so busy." He was a VC. He is still a VC. I asked, "How do you find work-life balance when you're so busy?" And he said, "When work equals life, there you find balance." Which the convergence that's what you talked about, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, continue.
Yeah, but it's not at the expense of family life, right?
Correct.
These are the stakeholders in your life too. These are the components that is in your life. So it's not to say that you work at the expense of personal life or family life. It integrates. Yes, if you measure this across 1 month, maybe you spend more time at work, but you cannot measure this for 1 month. You must measure it in a longer horizon where it will balance out. Yeah.
I feel like my brain's frontal lobe just developed like little bits after hearing you say that. So as we begin to wrap it up, right, what is a piece of advice if you were to go back, right, maybe 30 years, what is one piece of advice you would tell yourself?
Oh, okay. This one I know. To be more courageous. Yeah. I think in my younger days, I don't speak up, or I choose not to speak up for fear of repercussions. But my advice to maybe 30-year-old me would be that it's okay, just speak up, take risk, be courageous. That would be my advice.
It's perfect. I think that is a perfect way to end this episode. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sheryl.
Thank you so much for your time. And for everyone listening in, please continue to check out the rest of Money 2020 Asia. We are very happy to have everyone today.
Thank you.
Thank you.